Today, we're sharing with you the tech and the gadgets that we simply cannot do without when we're slow traveling around the world full time. I'm Frank.
Hi, I'm Kim.
So just because we're traveling full time, it doesn't mean that we don't need entertainment and we're not seeking comfort all year round. To this end, we have whittled down over the last 2 years all the techs and gadgets that we really, really love. We ditched some and we ended up with that selection that we are going to share with you. So the first category and the first thing we plug in when we arrive is a charger or an adapter so we can charge all our other gadgets that we'll be talking about. Now, this one is great. It's a multi-world travel adapter, and the great news about it is that you can slide. There are 3 slides. You can see 1, 2, 3. You can slide a European plug, a UK plug, or a more American, Australian style plug, the very thin prongs there.
And it has been amazing all throughout all of our travel around the world. We have used it for every country.
So the other good thing about it is that it's got this plug at the back, this socket at the back, which means that if something's already plugged in the wall, say a bedside table lamp, you can unplug it and plug into this and it'll just go through directly. This one is particularly good as well. It's 100 watt, which means it can charge a lot at once, and it can charge things like laptop. It's got a powerful USB-C, a normal USB-C, a USB-B, and another one that I forgot what it is. So it's got 4 connections, which really means you can charge and do quite a lot with it. Now, the only flaw about this one is that it's quite heavy. So if you plug in, say, the American plug in a socket, sometimes it tends to want to fall out. So sometimes you need to place something underneath it to support it.
Yeah.
But that aside, we have one each because we simply can't do without.
Excellent. And then once we've got that, the first thing that we plug in is starting with our cables.
Our USB-C cables, and we like having a long one. Well, why? Because sometimes the socket that you're looking for is a long distance away from the bedside, or it's a long distance away from the table where you need it. So having a couple of long ones is really useful. We also have some shorter USB-C cable when we don't need this, and it's very useful.
And I also have a special one that does extend, but has 3 different cables on it. And I'm able to use this for plugging in our Apple stand, which I'm just about to demo, and a charger for my phone, which is different to yours.
Yes, because your phone is slightly older.
Yep. And also I have a Kindle. So I have a particular charger for that as well, which is good. So having the 3 all together is good. And if we have airplane days as well, we often bring this with us because if we can charge in at the airport, it covers all of our devices. And then we have these little Apple products that we both have one of. So it enables us to charge our phones on this part, put our watches on here, and our AirPods charge on this bottom bit. So we find that that's really useful as well.
Yes, and also you should show that folds and that folds. So it's quite neat and tidy when we're traveling. It doesn't take a lot of space. And all of those are contact charging. So that's it. 1 USB-C, 3 device in a tiny package when traveling.
Yeah. Awesome. So as I've said, we also have AirPods.
Ah, yes.
So we don't have the very latest, but we do have the noise cancelling ones.
AirPods Pro 2.
AirPods Pro 2,
yes. Kim got them a few months before me.
Yes.
And I was gutted.
Yep.
I still had the standard AirPod 2, which were not Pro and noise cancelling. And wow, the difference. I was so jealous of Kim's one in airplanes and in noisy environments. So as soon as we got home.
Yeah. And we also, and when we first started traveling, we had like the over-ear, like Bose noise cancelling headphones, and they were awesome. But they took up so much space to travel. So when these came out, like they are tiny. So having that for our travel days, but now if we're ever in an Airbnb where it's slightly noisy or anything else, we use these because they're perfect. They
Let's be honest, it's mostly in planes with screaming children or Scottish people on a stag or hen party. So yeah, and also I wouldn't have believed how good the quality of the noise cancelling is. I was so blown away by them. The first time I tried the AirPod Pro, I can't live with them. They're so easy. I have them with me all the time. And obviously now we have one each.
Yes. Okay. And as I said, I also travel with a Kindle. So I have an Oasis Kindle, which I love. It's quite small, it lights up, it has buttons to be able to change screens, but also if I lie down at any point, I can change it from one side to the other, and it's awesome. Like being old school, I used to love reading books, but don't want to carry them with me. So the joy of just having a Kindle and being able to order any book anytime I want, anywhere in the world, and have it downloaded in seconds is amazing to me. So I use this every day, read lots of books now that I'm
Every day.
retired.
I am often awakened in the middle of the night by the glow of the paperweight Kindle.
Well, yeah, it's lucky you're a heavy sleeper, so generally we're all right.
I
but
don't notice. On the other hand, I don't do Kindle at all. Partly because maybe my eyes are too tired. I like to listen to audiobooks. So for this, I will use my iPhone. And I have obviously an iPhone, which I can't show you because we're filming from it. But it's an iPhone 15 Pro Max, and I use the Audible app. I've had the Audible app for more years than I can remember, but at least 15, 20 years. And I just listen to books all the time. And for this, of course, I'll use my AirPod Pro, which are quite comfortable in bed or sitting around in my favorite chair. So the other thing we have, and I'll start with it, is a battery pack. Now, in fact, we have two of those because there's always one on charge and one that we take with us, simply because the phones we have are getting old now and the battery life is good, but it's not that great. It might not last the whole day. So we like to have those. Now, this one is great because it's MagSafe, so just...
Yep, so I've just got an older iPhone, but yes,
it just clips, magnetizes on, and it starts charging. You can see it tells you what the charge level is, you can just about see. And also at the back, it's got a little kickstand. Ooh. And the kickstand rotates. Ooh. So you can have it either in portrait mode or in landscape mode. And otherwise, it just folds right in, and that's it, nice and neat. Fits in my pocket, and it means we have power wherever we go.
Yeah, they've been really good. I mean, the only thing we need to remember with them now is, like with airlines, you can't leave them in your baggage that you check in. You have to carry them with you. But to be honest, they're generally with us anyway. But yeah, we found those to be really good.
Yeah, and they'll charge everything. Anything that's MagSafe charging. So not quite my watch, I don't think, though I've never tried. They'll charge the phone. They'll charge the AirPods, and you can also use a small USB-C cable to connect any other device as well.
So the other thing that we find amazing now is that we can travel with our own TV and watch all the programs that we want, regardless of where we are.
Yes. So first of all, we love going to the cinema. So if there is a cinema locally, we will go to see the film, but there's just not enough good films coming out. So we take our TV streaming services with us. And in order to watch those, we use our Apple TV. There it is. It's just a little block, come with its little remote. And that connects to everything. So that gives us access to all the films and music we've ever purchased. And we started...
Shall I demonstrate?
You can do that one, yes.
So we did start, and we still have it for this trip, for our Amazon Fire TV stick, which is the same, little control with it. So they're both really small and easy to pack in our luggage. Yeah. And then they just plug into the TV. I think
both of them really provide the same service. Because we are very much an Apple... we're on the Apple ecosystem. We tend to prefer the Apple TVs. It gives us better access to Apple TV Plus, and we're like Ted Lasso and all those programs. But also, it has a standard plug-in socket, so it's easier to plug this in. The Fire TV, you need to have a USB point nearby the TV, and it's not always convenient, but they both work and they're both great. So if you want to watch TV on the road and whilst traveling, you'd do well to have either of those. Make sure, though, and we're not sponsored by those, but make sure you have a VPN, because otherwise you lose access to all your home shows when they say, I'm sorry, you're traveling, this service is not available here. We have a good VPN, and the one we use is NordVPN.
Yeah. She said, we're not sponsored, but we found NordVPN to be pretty good. So.
And it does come with one of the bank cards we have as part of the premium service. So we use that, and that's it. Then we have all our TV, all our films, and we can relax.
Yeah, that's great.
Now, most TVs in the Airbnbs that we go to, they're sometimes a decent size, but the sound is always pretty awful. So we bought a Bluetooth Harman Kardon Luna. And this is great because it's fairly compact. You can see about the size of...
about the size of your head.
The size of Kim's head. And the sound quality is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So we can connect our phones to this. We can connect our Apple TV. We can connect our Fire TV. And that means that wherever we're watching, we found often that what's most important for us is not the image or the size of the screen, but the quality of the sound that makes it special.
Yeah, and it's so nice, as you say, just to have music at times as well, because you get fed up at looking at your screens all the time. So, yeah, as you say, particularly cooking and dancing around the kitchen, it's good to have a bit of music.
This one also it's got a battery in it, so you cannot pack it in your suitcase if you put it in the hold, but it's rechargeable with USB-C, which means that if you don't have a socket handy near the TV or wherever you are or in the bedroom, you can still use it for a few hours, but you'd have to recharge it afterwards. So can't recommend this one enough. It was a really reasonable price. After 2 months of traveling, we decided we needed something. I remember we went shopping around.
I think we were in Kuala Lumpur,
Kuala
We were definitely in Asia, and we just did a bit of research. And
we just hit all the malls and all the electronic stores, trying loads of different ones, and this one was the best price,
so
best
consider
quality.
whether you want to travel with some sound, because for us it has made a difference. It's been really nice.
Good sounds makes for a good life, we find, so that's great.
Okay, so that was our sound, but also we quite like to have a bit of light, and that tends to be difficult.
Subtle light, yes. We're not very good with bright overhead light. In fact, just now, we're hoping the light is okay, but it's decent.
So it's bright enough for this. But the other thing that we often find, and we do look for it in Airbnb, but you often turn up and they don't actually have a lamp or anything by your bedside, and we miss that. So we do now travel with a small or two small little lights that we can use for anything to just provide a bit of softer.
Yeah, so those are called small rig. They come. We bought them on Amazon. We'll put a link so you can find them. They come with this little tripod, which is quite handy. It's also telescopic, so you can have a high if you need to.
I never knew that. I've always just used it squished up.
They're also
Tell me these things.
No, they're also battery operated, so you can see. I'm not going to dazzle
Let's
y'all.
not blind everyone.
You can change the color and hue, and you can change the brand. You can have strobe effects and all those things, and they're also USB-C. So the recharging point, just a USB-C point underneath. So typically, what we'll do is have a short cable at the bottom there from one of the USB-C port to that one, which means that you have a built-in bedside table lamp, which we like a bit of subtle lighting. We are very particular, I think, quality sound, subtle, indirect, colored lighting for the mood.
No one wants the big overhead light.
No, nobody looks good in that either. And I need all the help I can get. So yes, we recommend those. They're really not expensive. They don't take any space. Obviously, the tripod can be unscrewed when you're packing them. So it's going to take a while. There you go.
Yeah.
You get tiny tripod, tiny light, and it just fits in our little
packing case.
Packing case, We also, when we're filming those videos, we have little microphones, which you can see here. We're using a little magnet, so they just attach. That's a good sound. They attach direct to your shirt or your collar or wherever you need to. But when you buy them, they also come with a charging case, which opens there. So you put the two microphones and the little
receiver, which you've got plugged into your phone, so
which
we
is
can't
currently
show
plugged
that.
in the phone. That will show you.
But they're good. They're a small size as well.
Yeah, they come from all around. They come in a little pouch, and they also come with loads of accessories. And we find the quality of the sound pretty decent as well. They're slightly noise cancelling, which means that we have the aircon on just now. Hopefully, you can't hear it. So that's pretty good. So quality sound, quality light, quality entertainment, quality noise cancellation. That's pretty much.
And then the final thing that we just travel with, that we use, is we've just got one laptop.
Oh, yes. We do work occasionally.
Yeah.
And there it is. It's a MacBook Air.
Frank loves Apple products.
I'll say there's Calvin and Hobbes gawping at the stars. This is a 13-inch. It's very small, fairly light and super thin. And really, it does everything we need it to do. So we can answer emails, we can do Excel spreadsheets for our budget and planning. And as we mentioned, video editing. So that's pretty cool.
So I hope you found that useful. I think it's just good to share what gadgets you might want to think about taking with you when you travel, because you can be away for like bigger stretches of time, and having those home comforts with you really make a difference for our day-to-day life. And just even having like the right plugs just makes everything so much smoother. So we thought we'd share what we travel with.
You're going to need more cables, more adapters and plugs than you need. Sometimes, we'll often buy a local multi-plug so we can plug in more things if necessary. We also have a tripod on which this phone there is currently attached to, and we'll put a link as well to the tripod we use, because it's pretty good. And that's just the tech things. We
Yeah.
obviously have other essentials, and we might do a proper packing video, but we thought we should share with you, especially as Christmas is coming.
Yeah.
We'll put all the links. The links will be affiliate links, so that if you buy them through this, it'll cost you the same as it would have otherwise. And I've never tried that before, but apparently we might get a cut if you're
Do you use that?
if you use that
But
link.
if not,
We don't
we're
care.
happy to share which
Yes.
we've used and which we've tested, and they're the ones that we love and we take with us all the time. Yeah.
So we'd like to hear from you. Are there other gadgets that we should have that you can't live without? Because you know what? There's always room for improvement, or alternatives to the ones we have. We think it's going to be hard to find a good alternative to this sound, but there might be a version of this one that's lighter and doesn't
Yeah.
fall off the wall, for example. So if you have any recommendations for us, please share in the comments or reach out to us.
So we hope that you found this useful and that there might be a couple of items that you wouldn't have considered before.
So thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe or like it and comment, all those things. The more engagement we get, the happier we are. It does make a huge difference to our week. So hey, we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Bye.